Hi, I'm Professor Nigel Scantlebury, founder of the Thaijujitsu fighting system. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate a Scarfhold escape. Scarfhold is basically where you're, actually I'm going to show you, where I'm actually just holding around the head here. And a lot of times, sometimes people even grab inside their leg. Just turn it. So I'm holding him in this position. And then I'll hold on to the inside of my leg like that. A lot of times there's some submissions here. If his arm is not really high up and he's holding me low, I can actually force that and I'll actually put my foot over. And then I'll triangle my legs. And then I start to move my hips backwards towards him as I pull his head up. So it's actually doing like an Americana. It's forcing his hand to go in that direction. So if I lock that in, I can do that. And then normally I would just pull up on his head and I move my hips backwards. So it puts a lot of pressure. It can actually dislocate his shoulder or even break his elbow. So it's for this reason why you don't want to hold him low around the waist. You want to try to get your hands really high up underneath his armpit, because now it makes it hard for him to be able to reach it. So in this scenario, I'm going to show you how to escape. A lot of times the people even grab inside the leg like that. So just from here, he goes to a sit inside position, and he holds me around the neck, and then sometimes he'll even reach inside his knee, hold inside the knee. So my hand, I want it high underneath his armpit, and I want to be able to interrupt his balance. So I don't want my hips too far away from him, because as I bridge, it's not affecting his balance. So I want my hips to be as close to him as I possibly can, so that way, when I bridge up, it's going to start to affect his balance. Most of his weight is already going to be here. So I want to bridge straight up to get his weight there, and then I change the angle on him. Let's try it again. So he goes to sit inside position. Don't need no too much, keep your head on that side. I want to move my hips as close as I can to him, so that when I bridge, you see it's affecting his balance. If I stay too far away and I bridge, it's not affecting his balance. So I want my hips close to him, and I grab my hands together. You could change it like that, or you can grab your two hands so you have a nice grip around his body. And I bridge my hips up so his head, I want to make his head touch the floor over here. Then I change the direction on him. So straight up, and then I change the direction. And it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter how heavy the person is, because the objective is that you want to interrupt his balance. Again. And this can happen in this transition. I grab my hands together, high on the armpit, not down here because he's going to attack it. Up high, I get my hips close to him. I bridge him up so his head touches the floor here, almost touches the floor, and then I change the direction on him. So straight up, and then over. The good thing about this is that it allows me to set up my armbar. I start to cross face, and this, I lock it with my head. So now it's easy for me to step over and finish it with the armbar. So what happens sometimes too, is that in the transition, let's do it again. Let's do it from this side. I'm going to go bottom. In the transition of him turning his hips to go to the Scarfhold, it makes it even easier for me to throw him. So as he's here, and as soon as he turns and drops his hips, I'm already carrying him that way. Okay? Right here is where I'm going to start to throw him. Okay? So as he turns, and I lock that arm up, and I start to set it up. Come back a bit more. Let's go from here. On this side. So he goes to position, and this is where he's going to grab his own knee. He makes it even easier for me to throw him by grabbing his knee, because now his body is more in a ball. I get my hips closed, and look. Makes it even easier for me the moment he grabs his knee. Because now when he grabs his knee, and he's like this, his body is moving the ball. It's easier for me to roll a ball than it is for me to roll a square. If he was like this, his body is more square. It's taking up more area on the floor. So it makes it a little bit harder for me to roll him. But if I use the right technique, I can roll him. If he goes like this, now his body is more on the ball, so when I bridge, it's easier for me to take him over. So I'm going to have Chung do it. So as I'm in this position, and I grab this, notice how my body's moving the ball. When he bridges up, it's easier for him to carry it. Okay? If I'm more spread out from here instead of grabbing, now most of my weight is all dispersed on the floor. And it's for this reason why he needs to get his hips close to me and why he needs to interrupt my balance by bridging. That's it. Okay? So, again, as I'm in this position, you don't want to leave your arms exposed. Plus, it's a lot easier for submissions. There, I can start to set up my Americana. I start to put more weight, slide it over the other side, come around, and I already have my Americana in that position. So it makes it a lot easier for me to set it up, or arm up. Okay, let's try one more. So here, you want to get your hips close to me as possible. Don't take me over, just bridge up. See? It's interrupting my balance right here. If his hips are too far away, turn it over, hold me. If his hips are too far away, get down. And he bridges, he's not interrupting my balance here. So it's for this reason why you want to make sure his hips are really close. That's it. So when he bridges up, look, see, it's already interrupting my balance. And this arm has to be really high. The one that's underneath my armpit has to be really high up. And hug me tight. So now when he bridges, it's a lot easier to finish it. That's it, look. I'll do it just to show you that it's not a question of strength, it's a question of leverage. I'm holding on to him. Brings his hips close. He bridges up. And he can look at that. Look.